Hey artists, my name's Alexis and I've been an art lover and enthusiast for literally probably my whole life. A few years ago I realized I really love photography and I decided to get into it. About 2 years after that I took an art class in undergrad called Drawing 1 and I really improved my technique for illustrative arts and it really got me into that. And then it also exposed me to a whole bunch of new mediums that I've never heard of, like Conte, some mediums that I've heard of but never really gave a chance to, like color pencils. In the last few years I've been developing an art brand behind the scenes called Koi and Butterflies, which I intend to fully launch this November. These last few months have been interesting though. I haven't been creating as much and I haven't been in the most creative mood. Obviously that needed to change. In the last few months I've been trying to figure out how to realistically balance art with the other needs and other endeavors in my life. I've recently had a resurgence in my motivation, and as a result, I took a trip to Michael's, which, if you know me, you know I love Michael's down. And no matter what the budget says, arts and crafts will always be squeezed in. In that art haul, I got canvases, I got a paintbrush holder, and I got a few art sponges, and I got this piece of fabric for my small business, which I thought, I can kind of use that for my art as well as like a nice little background. And then a few days later, I visited Dollar Tree, which that's also my homegirl right there. I bought this tote bag, which I honestly just needed an excuse to buy it because I thought it was super cute. Also, I thought it would be a nice bag for art since it is of a cheaper material, and I thought if I messed it up, it'll be alright. Then I bought more poster to use as another background. It's all black, and I think that would just look good for any setting. And I also bought this super cute tin material pencil holder, which again, I think for transporting little art supplies in my tote bag, it'll help to reduce the mess. But for this channel, I wanted to formally introduce myself because I don't think I ever fully did. So here's my artist newbie tag. Question number 1, why do you love art? I love art because it's beautiful. I know it sounds so cliche, but I love art. Looking at it because it's so beautiful, and I feel like any type of artistic endeavor, I think is a very creative way to express yourself, your feelings, your thoughts, anything like that. So for me, getting into art, it was just a way of having that visual storytelling, having a way of just capturing people's attention in a way that just made them captivated, if that makes sense. So I think it's a nice way to just, I don't know, kind of like motivate the masses. You can tell so much in just a few brush strokes. You can tell so much in just a few strokes of your pastels. You can convey so much with any type of artistic endeavor, and it can speak to so many people without saying anything. Question 2, why did you start this art channel? I started this art channel because I just wanted an outlet to solely focus on my art. I still wasn't exactly sure when I wanted to launch my art business, but I just wanted to have something that was a little bit better for me in terms of showcasing my art. I did launch an Instagram page a long time ago, but I'm not really like an Instagram type of person. So having something where I can document my progress, document my thoughts about business, and just document really everything that's going into my practice behind the scenes, my good art, my not so great art, times when I just feel like just practicing, just going for it, even if it doesn't work out the way I want it to. So I just wanted this to be that page to just solely focus on that, and hopefully as time progresses, maybe I can join different little art communities and just learn from so many different people. Maybe I will be someone who can motivate others in the future. 3, what are your preferred art forms? So I love photography. I use a DSLR camera. I am a Canon girly, but I am interested in looking into Sony's as well. I will always be a Canon girly. Both of my current cameras are Canons. That will always be my first love. But I do want to just branch out and not just be so rigid. 2, wait, before I get into that, I do also want to get into a film camera. So I've heard a lot about the Fuji type cameras. So like I said, right now I'm just a DSLR type of girly. I do want to get into other types of cameras, other types of camera brands, and for illustrative arts, I love oil pastels, and then I'm also a graphite charcoal type of girly. I do want to play more with colors. I think having oil pastels is just, it's allowed me to get into expressing myself a little bit more than graphite charcoal. I love playing around with colors. I love being able to just do my own thing, and if I make a mistake I can just go over it and just mush it together. I love the way it looks. I love the way it acts. I feel like it's more simple than maybe like an oil paint, but also more complex than just a graphite pencil or charcoal stick. 4 says, what art mediums do you love? So I just said So I will ask the different questions. What art mediums do you want to get into? I want to get into painting. I have had some experience with acrylic painting, but I definitely want to try like other things like gouache and oils. So I definitely want to try those. Additionally, I want to get into like those paint-based markers and just other type of markers like the alcohol markers. I want to try stuff that like I've never ever picked up or really like cared to learn. So I just want to branch out. 5, do I prefer paper or canvas? I'll be honest, I have primarily worked with paper, and I feel like I do want to branch out to canvas a little bit more. I did buy a whole bunch, but I feel like canvas is something that again can be very costly, and I don't know, it's just like I feel like when I think of canvas I think of painting, and I don't like painting, so I just tend to not really care about canvas. And I always feel like it has to be perfect, because at least with paper, if it sucks you can just rip that thing out and move on with your day. But with canvas it's just like, I mean, if it's messed up and you don't care to fix it, it's kind of like a waste of canvas. So paper, yes, but I feel like branching out, wanting to start an art business, I definitely want to do both. I think if I do canvas, it's something that's really like a dedicated piece. Like this is something I'm going to spend hours and hours and hours on. But paper may be a little bit more simple, or something that I think works better on paper, like oil pastels. 6, black and white or color? I think it depends on what you're going for. For me, I am a color girly, but I feel like for realism, I am a black and white type of girly. I just feel like it just looks better. Maybe this is how I learn realism. I prefer black and white when I'm doing a simple sketch, but I want to do color if it's like a dedicated piece, something I want to spend hours on. 7, what are my art goals? Branch out, improve my technique, definitely have an art business, grow the art business, grow the art brand. I also just want to learn different mediums, experience different types of cameras, learn new things about photography, learn new things about art, be able to be around people who could possibly be a mentor, have a community of artists who I can relate to, and maybe one day I can have a studio. If I had a studio, I would have it for both my handmade jewelry and craft business, but then also my art too. So I feel like it would just definitely be a whole creative studio. And I would love to maybe have classes, and even if I don't teach it, maybe have a center where people who are professional, people who have been in the industry a little bit longer, they can like speak on that, teach those classes. So that's more of like a longer term goal, but regardless, I just want to keep growing. And I know this sounds cliche, but yeah, just that simple. But lastly, what is something that you like to branch out and improve in? So again, I kind of answered this question, but I'm going to choose one specific thing. Truthfully, this isn't even specific to art, but I would love to do a better job at putting myself out there. I feel like I tend to be very to myself. Even with art, I feel like a lot of people still don't know that I am artistic until they just kind of figure it out. So for me, when it comes to art especially, if I'm working on a piece, don't just let it sit in my sketchbook, but to actually boast about it, not feel like, oh my gosh, someone might steal this, or it has to be even more perfect than it already is. A lot of times I see people who I admire, even if they post art that they don't necessarily love, they are still proud of that piece because that is something they created, it's something that they worked on. And even if they're open about what they perceive to be the flaws in it, I still kind of believe in like some content is better than no content. If you are working on something, even if you just show that work in progress, that's better than showing nothing and kind of losing that engagement with your audience, you know? So for me, even when I meet other people, I love to see what they have going on. Even though when I look at it, I tend to have maybe 1 or 2 pieces that really catch my eye, I'm still just happy that they sat here and they created all these pieces. And to me, that's so motivating. And I want to look at myself and just literally have nothing but inspiration around me. And when I look at like my social media pages, I want it to be obvious that this is someone who is an artist, somebody who's passionate about what they do. I don't want to be a situation where it's like, it's like a video here, a video there, no real progress. Maybe my art is getting worse. So for me, I just really want to work on putting myself out there, meeting new people, specifically artists in this case. And y'all, my card literally just ran out of storage space, so I had to delete a few things. But what I was saying is just that I just want to branch out more, do a better job at creating and just getting to know more people, And really, that's it. But thank you guys for watching this whole video. I hope it helped you guys to kind of know more about me, and as time progresses, I definitely will be more open on this YouTube channel as well as Instagram and TikTok and all that. But I'm just kind of going in baby steps. I've realized that some work is better than no work, and that some practice is better than no practice, and that even your bad work is still good work. So you should always keep your head up and just keep going. And with that being said, if any of you guys are artists or thinking about getting into art, I wish you guys the best, and everything will work out. Keep going, and don't let anyone talk down on you or your art. Just keep your head up and keep posting those pictures, keep posting those videos, and you will have whatever clientele you are seeking out. With that being said, you guys have an amazing day. Thank you guys for watching this video all the way, and bye.